Ladies and gentlemen, nerds and geeks, we are actually back in full effect after a very, very long hiatus, just in time for the holidays. You all have demanded it, and damn it, like Santa, ho, 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 we are back. It is the legendary Saturday nights of the Nerd-O-Roundtable. Yours truly, King Nerdificent Twala Sharp in the building, joined by Dr. Liz from the freeway. What is uppers?
Hi, everyone.
Oh, shit. Not that popcorn tin from that tin-plated ass movie. Oh, my God. It's already bad.
It's probably better than Aquaman 2. That much I can say.
No, you look. That popcorn tin. I looked at that when we saw that last night.
It's awesome. It's better than the movie.
Y'all want that shit? Looks like it's from the SpongeBob SquarePants animated when they had the one character who was the Aquaman adjacent character. Okay. Ryan Twitch Master McBain.
Hi.
Oh my guy. Oh,
what's wrong,
God.
Ryan?
Nah, I feel a little hoarse.
Ryan, been there. Mo Kelly in the building.
Aquaman 2 sucked balls, sucked ass, sucked penises.
Oh,
it was probably the worst movie I've ever seen in the past 20 years.
No, Wonder Woman 2.
No, it's worse than that. I'm
actually
positive of that.
Yeah, it is worse than Wonder Woman 2. It's not as bad, however, as Rebel
Last
Moon,
Jedi.
which is
Right.
Rebel Moon
Last
is worse
Jedi.
than Last Jedi. Rebel Moon is worse than the food they threw away at craft services on Last Jedi because it was spoiled because no one wanted to eat that shit. That's how bad Rebel Moon was.
Wonder Woman was trash.
Let us start with this Aquaman 2, the final installation in the DC Entertainment universe prior to the launch of the relaunch, however, from James Gunn and Peter Safran. They are working on Superman, not Reborn, but Legacy. And they're hard at work on that script and casting and all everything having to do with Superman Legacy so far. On paper, looks good, but I can see full and hell well why they absolutely did no real promotion. They just threw this film to the wolves because, man, from the beginning of this film, there were moments where I was laughing uncomfortably out of sheer embarrassment because I talked Mo Kelly, Mark Ronner, and Stefan, aka Foosh, into going with us to go see this movie, and I felt really bad. I was like, oh my God, Twala, what did you do? Why do you have them in this fucking theater after midnight, mind you, watching this god awful film from beginning to end? Aquaman, the Lost Kingdom should have stayed buried. That film was abominable. I don't know. I could be.
The after credit scene. The after credit scene is the worst.
Look, the after credit scene. Look,
it was no point.
There's no point. Talking the brother eats a roach and it's tasty. It was one of those things like you end the very last film in the DC Entertainment universe on such a sour note. This is a film, and McBain, have you seen this yet?
No.
Okay, good. Let's make it a hell no and a never.
This is watch a film, on HBO.
It's a waste of time, even on HBO.
Okay.
It's a waste of time,
Ryan,
because
the after credit scene was him putting a roach in the hamburger and eating it.
That's saw that
the after credit scene.
Is there a scene where he drops the mic and says "I'm Aquaman" or some shit?
That's right before the eating of the roach.
Just like Iron Man, Tony Stark.
Yeah. Okay.
A direct bite.
This film was.
They keep mentioning Marvel too all throughout the movie.
Yeah. It's an amalgamation of wannabe Marvel films. This is a film that I don't even think the actors took it serious. I don't think anyone on the set was serious about this film.
They went and got Agent Woo.
Place in a DC universe that for some reason or another wants to forget the fact that Aquaman stood alongside Superman and all the other members of the Justice League and already had announced himself in the first film. We already know that Aquaman exists. Him coming out to officially say it on camera, I guess, it's like, but no one cares. This is a film that nothing in this film can take place if Justice League happens.
But
if
Batman versus Superman happens. Why would he announce on Ellis Island?
You know what? Because that was supposed to be symbolic. It was supposed to be the
I get that. I get that, but we're in Gotham City, right? So this is Gotham City that he's visited. I didn't know Ellis Island exists on the coast of Gotham City.
Well, they're in America.
Yeah.
And Gotham is East Coast, quasi New York, but they're in America. So Ellis Island, Statue of Liberty would exist. That didn't bother me. Just the other 2 hours and 3 minutes bothered me.
Yeah.
Everything bothered me.
I mean, this dude, Jason Momoa, I will give it to Jason Momoa. I am not necessarily mad at Jason Momoa.
He's great.
Looks like Aquaman. I like the costume. I like how they made the costume work. So I'm not necessarily mad at him. I wasn't even mad at his interaction with homeboy who played his brother. It wasn't so much them. It's the fact that they were stuck in a movie that never went anywhere. Even in the end, it was an implausible script. The story wasn't plausible. Nothing that happened in this film happens in a world where you have other superheroes. This is a world, mind you, where Shazam supposedly exists, where Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, The Flash, all these other characters exist in this same world. And you have, once again, in the DC universe, you have a global crisis on hand. The entire planet is heating up. The entire planet is turning into a furnace, and it is literally just a rogue ass wannabe Namor going around stupidly bumbling his way into trying to solve shit. Fuck this movie, man.
Isn't it fascinating how the woman is Amber, right?
Amber Heard, turd.
Yes.
Isn't it fascinating that she is nowhere in any of the promotion? But she is all throughout the movie. Yeah, but
she is far more in the movie. Yeah,
they said that they minimized her role. That is a lie.
Yeah,
we were
really
no,
really?
We were talking about
she
that.
Was
we said
all throughout that shit, man.
Yeah, they picked up some shit off the cutting room floor and put it back in because she is a prominently featured major character outside the two brothers. She was the most prominent character, and in Nicole Kidman, I didn't even recognize.
Yeah, well, it was really, really weird because I see the point in the film where she could have died. Like Nicole, Amber Heard's character, there was a moment where she was hit with a manta beam, and I thought, okay, good, this is where she dies. But then she was okay, and then she comes back later and saves the fucking day, and it's her. And I'm like, yo, like she has a major role. Her role was as big in this as Ray Fisher's was in the Justice League movie. And so to minimize her the exact same way to like treat, I'm like, okay, this is really, really weird. Now it seems really, really crazy that you all went through such lengths to minimize her role, at least in the promotion, to Liz's point, to not include her in any of the promotion, but still allow her to be that big a part of the film. If I'm Amber Heard, if I'm any of her people, I'm mad. I'm like, yo, dude, like I get if you would have killed me off in the beginning, I can see why you wouldn't promote me. But I'm literally in the entire film. I'm there. Movie. I'm the mom. I'm the wife. I'm a soldier. I'm doing it.
Why did I not care that she almost like when they were like, "Don't hurt my baby"? Why did I laugh?
I know.
Because it was over the top and it was melodramatic. Yeah. But you know what pissed me off was from the very beginning because it assumes that I didn't see Aquaman 1, that I didn't see Justice League, that I didn't see any of the interaction. Yeah. And when Aquaman, Jason Momoa says, I talked to the fish, I'm thinking like, fucking, it's already been established because Ben Affleck, Batman said, do you talk to the fish? And he corrects him and he says, no, the water talks to the fish.
Yeah.
And then for you to just disregard that, it's like, okay, now you're insulting me as a viewer of these movies where you're not responsible or accountable for anything you've already said.
Yeah. And it's weird because it seems to pick up, and this is something we discussed as we were walking out. We were like, where does this film take place? Because he's been Aquaman for a while. He says in the beginning, he's
On
like,
the throne.
I've been ruling the sea, I've been saving the day, and this, that, or the other. And he has his uniform, but yet there is no mention, no acknowledgement of any of the Justice League happenings, of anything else. It's almost like the only superhero on the planet is Aquaman. And it's very, very weird.
I thought that they were going to span the audience at Ellis Island. I still am not over the fact that it's at Ellis Island, but I thought that somebody was going to be sitting in the audience. Like, give me
anybody,
at least
Wonder Woman
Batman
in the audience, Batman and Ben Affleck in the audience. Yeah,
felt that Batman, or even if we're going to shoot forward to George Clooney messing with the Flash, I was like, okay, so I would have thought that somebody was sitting in the audience. Nobody.
This film has no connection to the other films, with the exception of the people that were in the first Aquaman being in this film. That is the only connection to anything that has to do with the DC universe that we've known. There is no trace of anything that has happened or come before, which, I get it. This is the end. They're like, we don't need to do all that. But it shows what a grand waste of time it is. It's disrespectful to the audience to give this final film and to just disrespect our time and our energy and our money the way that they did. It's very disrespectful. Very disrespectful.
So does anybody important die in the movie, or
no one dies?
No? Okay.
No one dies. Oh no, I'm sorry. No, Manta does the classic villain when he's supposed to be saved, and Aquaman's like, I messed up the first time and didn't save you, so now I'm gonna reach out my hand to save you, and he gives them the never and falls into the pit of darkness. And that's like, bro, why would you do that? That is stupid. There's nothing brave or nothing valiant about a brother sacrificing himself just for some prideful shit like that. It's like, bruh, you're stupid. You're stupid as shit. And it makes the whole thing that he was trying to do about getting the revenge to avenge his father, it's like, so you're done with that? You're good with that? You're just, you know what? Now that my plan didn't work, fuck it, suicide. I'm out. I'm killing myself. What? What is the whole point of this movie? What was the point of it if your ultimate goal was to just commit suicide? You didn't kill Aquaman. You didn't get anything accomplished. Bro, you could have offed yourself a while ago without killing so many people. A lot of people died for him to commit suicide.
He could have lived to fight another day.
Yeah.
Which often happens in these movies. And this was one of the few movies where I thought that there was not one single solitary thing which was redeeming. It wasn't like, oh, the movie sucked, but that one fight scene was great. Or, the storyline was pretty good, but they just didn't execute it well. Everything was bad about this, from the CGI to the acting overall. CGI. Jason Momoa was fine with what he had to work with. But again, they were going for these jokes after jokes after jokes. It's like, okay, I can't be serious because you're not serious at all at any point.
The CGI, it didn't even look like snow.
The kid
no, when in that ice cave, it looked like plastic on the walls.
It was very bad. I'm gonna tell you, like, I read Prince Harry's book, and he talked about how many layers of clothes he had on when he went to the North Pole, when he went to Antarctica. And he explained that even still, for months after, he had frostbite. His nether regions, which is hilarious, was frostbitten, and he couldn't, and it was in pain for months. The fact that these people are supposed to be in Antarctica with the baby, just a blanket, and his head exposed.
Yeah.
Like, the fact that their face was not covered, the fact, and they were just hanging out
no earmuffs, nothing.
No earmuffs, nothing. Not even a cup of cocoa.
Sir, this is not believable, because I know Prince Harry was frozen for months after.
Well, that's what I'm saying. This, and I know it's weird to look at things not being real in a movie with a dude that's talking to fish and shit like that. But there are certain things that they try to establish. There are certain things, if you try to establish that your film is taking place in the real world. It's not like it's taking place on another planet with no rules, right? Where we don't know the rules. It's not on Hoth and, you can wear your Hoth parka and you're fine. No, it's not that. Put yourself in a Wampa, you warm up right away. No, they tried to make it like it's still happening on Earth. So if you have human beings with no powers, no nothing, just basically some ski pants and a jacket out there, digging through snow, and then they crash through an ancient cave and fall into more. It's one of those things where you say to yourself, I can't get into, and it was from the beginning, McBain, from the very beginning of this film, I couldn't get into it. And it was arduous, it was long, it was exhausting because it was boring. The dialogue dragged. It was really, really almost like, man, you guys are making this up as you go. It is literally the worst DC movie. Both of the Shazam movies were better than this.
I was annoyed when, look, I live on the East Coast. When you are outside, you don't take off especially even in a blizzard. And this is colder than the East Coast in the blizzard. I take off my scarf to talk.
A hawk. Yeah.
I was like, this is not realistic. I don't believe you. I cannot believe that you take your stuff off to talk.
But it was also weird because at some points Aquaman is really, really strong. And other points he's actually tussling with guys, just regular dudes. He's fighting some regular dudes on the board. I'm like, so wait, whoa, hold on. In one scene, you're holding some giant mech machine and throwing it around. You can do that, but you're actually tussling, fighting with just some regular dudes
who's not even trained to fight.
Who's not trained, just dudes that are running up on you.
That's me.
I'm like,
on a ship.
On a ship, that should not be. You just jumped out the water. You're supposed to be stronger. So that's what I'm saying. Certain things, I'm like, I don't get it. Like,
okay.
Yeah. So I say all that to say, McBain, waste not a second of your time on Aquaman and the Lost.
Plan on paying for it. That's for damn sure.
No, don't even waste the time.
The reason why Aquaman 1, it was a terrible story, but the issue is that Aquaman 1 was tolerable because it exposed you to the different worlds, and they actually were pretty to look at. It was a pretty different thing. Now I'm gonna tell you the one thing that bothered me the most. I still can't get over how they're able to talk and how regular humans are able to be underground in the water and
they're just talking.
Dr. Liz, they changed that because in the first movie they had like an air bubble which allowed them to talk. Now it's just they just talk in the water. It's like
they just talk.
Did they not see the first movie?
Yeah. It was a lot of things like that were weird. You have people in the water, and I get you're in a suit, but Aquaman and them weren't in suits, and they're just talking, and you can hear it's not like because you're still underwater. How is the sound traveling underwater?
Okay, and how is it that Agent Wu is able to say that I can't deal with the pressure, humans can't be under here, but then you are under walking around and you don't need to take aspirin anymore like you were before?
Because they forgot. Liz, they forgot what they did in the beginning of the film. When they got to the end, they forgot. Oh, all these people are still underground in this underwater cavern, deep miles below the surface. Miles, McBain,
the water pressure.
So down,
oh my goodness.
They're so far down deep into the ocean. But you know what they said? You know what? We don't have time to just keep going back to the table to get aspirin. Just fuck it. His nose isn't bleeding anymore. He's fine now. He's used to it. Okay, he's good. Everyone's good. No one's going to pay attention to that except for those who actually watched the movie, and stuff like that was bad. And I get it. I think if I was 13, if I was a kid, you know, the colors, the fighting, it was fart joke adjacent. It was like a fart joke kind of movie.
Yeah.
My kid liked it.
Yeah, well, that's kids, fine. Young
she
kids.
Was 10.
My kids would hate this.
Yeah,
my kids, you know, teenagers, they were like, "Daddy, what in the hell are we watching right now?"
Yeah,
I was happy for Randall Park as an actor. I want him to grow in his profession, and this was an opportunity for him to grow. Obviously, he wasn't the star, but he was adjacent to the star. He had more lines than Aquaman's brother. That much I'm sure of. So I'm happy for him in his prominent featuring, but the movie itself was just god awful.
And
I don't ever want to see it again.
Yahya
Mateen,
Abdul. I felt bad for the brother because I was like, this is why he was so disrespectful when he was talking about films, and why he was like, dude, these super films, this is a check for me. This isn't acting to me, because he really wasn't. He was not doing anything in this film. And I felt that he was literally, because you've seen him and stuff, and he's really, really good. This brother is a phenomenal actor. He was literally acting down, and you could hear it in his voice. You could see it in what he was doing. He was acting down to level, and I felt bad for it, because I was like, this is not doing anything to elevate this brother's career. I get it. This was a check, and it looked like it was a check. It really, really did.
Yeah.
So,
okay, then.
Did anyone besides me watch Rebel Moon?
No, not yet.
Okay. Yeah. So I will just say this about Rebel Moon, and then we can move off of it. Rebel Moon is and I think I said this on Later with Mo Kelly, but Rebel Moon is like my eyeballs put dog shit in a bag and set it on fire for my brain to walk outside and stomp out. That's how bad Rebel Moon was. Rebel Moon is
free.
Is free fire dog shit in a bag. Zack Snyder should never, and I mean never, be allowed near a film set again. He should be banned from Hollywood, blackballed from the industry. He is quite possibly the worst thing to happen to not just superhero genre films, to the art of filmmaking. This film was abominably bad on every level. I haven't seen CGI this bad since maybe Clash of the Titans, and I'm talking about the Harry Hamlin 1982 Clash of the Titans.
Wow,
I actually like that movie.
I did too.
I feel you, but when you look at, I'm talking about the CGI for this, it was damn near stop motion, and it's not supposed to be. It's really not supposed to be. It's just they said, you know what, we don't have the budget to make this look good. Okay, we spent all the money on my salary, or whatever they spent the money on, because the whole thing looked like it was shot on green screen on badly made sets. It was an amalgamation of every single sci-fi movie you've ever seen. Name a sci-fi movie, there's a part in it. Be it Dune, Star Wars, be it Battlestar Galactica. He was literally walking around old film sets saying, ooh, what's that? What is that movie from? That's from The Fifth Element. Put it in it. Put that in there too. What's that from? Oh, that's from Aliens. Give me some of that too. What else can I throw in this fucking mishmash bad? Oh my God. Your boy Ray Fisher, he was just big. That's all he was, but he literally brought the exact same vernacular and dialogue that he had in Justice League. And that's something that annoys me. I don't know, maybe it's just me, and maybe it's something I get hung up on. But when I look at film set in galaxies far, far away these people have never seen the planet Earth, but they're still saying stuff like, I don't believe this shit. I'm like, wait a minute. That's an Earthbound word. How do you know this word on Clactu 9, which is literally looks like it's on the other side of Saturn? And it looks like it's maybe like maybe Saturn is the distance from the planet they were on to the damn movie. I mean, like, yo, dude, I'm like, maybe they caught some of those beams from the Hubbard satellite that is just sending out cat videos. I don't know, but I'm like, your language, your vernacular, how you all talk, even aliens are like, hey there, fella, why don't you give me a taste? And I'm like, wait a minute. You guys sound awfully LA in this damn alien planet that you're on. And I don't know what the fuck is happening right now. What is that? Yo, it was predictable. It was poorly acted. I felt bad for everyone in it. Charlie Hunnam, Jaimin Hunsu, Ray Fisher. I think these are people who I like films that they're in. I felt bad that this film literally looked like Zack Snyder was like, hey, you owe me. You owe me, man. You need to show up tomorrow. That's what this film looked like.
he's
It really looked
You
like
need to
that.
show up to.
Like,
Look,
no. Backing out now,
on the
Ray.
success of
Ray,
300.
I told you. I already told everyone that you're going to show up, Ray. You can't back out now. You know how I fought for you on Justice League. I fought for you, Ray. Okay, you got to do me a solid. Like everyone who showed up on this film, it looked like they were doing him a favor in this film. You have a villain who is literally wearing an outfit out of Gap. I mean, he is wearing like a button-up shirt with a pinstripe tie and khaki pants. And then sometimes he throws over his Hitler overcoat and his Hitler, military cap. But I'm like, but you take that off, and I'm like, dude, you shop at Jeans West. What are you doing? What is this outfit? Where do you go and get this alien outfit where you look like you shopped on Melrose? Oh man, dude, it was bad, man. Oh, it was bad. Oh my God. Oh, so that's Rebel Moon. I'm telling you, don't no one watch this film. And then he has the dirty nerve to say, just wait till the R-rated version comes out, because this was the rated PG-13 version or whatever. But he says the R-rated version, the Snyder cut. Motherfucker, you made a Snyder cut of your own movie? How do you do that? How do you make a Snyder cut of your film? Okay, whatever. So he's got a Snyder cut coming.
He has a following.
Zack
Snyder has a huge following.
Liz, I know him,
and he's been living off that 300 for a very, very long time.
This film, you remember Sucker Punch? This film wasn't as good as Sucker Punch. It had less of a cohesive story, less of a believable lead actress. Sucker Punch is light years beyond this film, and it's the exact same movie, the exact same slow motion special effects, the action sequence. Every time something with action happens, he's got to slow it down so that you can really see how piss poor the stunt choreography is. I'm like, so you guys you couldn't afford a stunt choreographer. You just said, just do some swinging and some kicking. It doesn't matter if it connects. It doesn't even matter. I got to get through this, guys. I got to get through this. Netflix gave me a shit ton of money. I understand now why someone like Kathleen Kennedy told him to get his shit and get out of her office, why he didn't do anything having to do with Star Wars. And as many people despise the Kathleen Kennedy-led Star Wars films, I can tell you this. She was dead on with not allowing Zack Snyder near.
I'm not going to give her that credit, because she told Zack Snyder to kick rocks, but she said, Rian Johnson, go ahead and fuck up the rest of the universe.
Now, here's the thing.
That's true.
Rian Johnson's slow chase in outer space with Admiral Evening Gown, that entire sequence, Vice Admiral. Sorry, I do not mean to disrespect Vice Admiral Evening Gown. That sequence was about as entertaining as this entire movie. That's how bad it was. That's how bad this movie was. It was if Rian Johnson said, nah, I don't want to do it, I don't like the idea. Can you imagine that? Someone like a Rian Johnson saying, I don't like the idea for this. As bad a movie as he turned in, as much as he did to absolutely destroy any love, any last little morsel, little taste of love anyone had for Star Wars. What that sumbitch did for Star Wars, Zack Snyder went over and said, you know what, Netflix, they're not gonna look. You know what I'm saying? I'll ask for forgiveness. I'm not gonna ask them permission to literally pull down my pants and shit on the set. He did an Amber Heard on the entire set, and that's the end.
Okay, what do you think a Star Wars movie would have looked like if he tried to do Rebel Moon in the Star Wars universe?
You know what it would have looked like if I think maybe an apt comparison to what Rebel Moon would have been like if Zack Snyder would have gotten a hold of, or if Rebel Moon was a Star Wars, it would have been the Lizzo Jack Black episode of The Mandalorian.
Got it. Love so much.
Got it.
You actually like that episode.
Yes, no.
You like that episode.
I like the fight. I like the fight. I like what, but that's about what he was doing. That is about what he was doing.
It was fucking trash.
And then so I would say for that, Ryan, don't watch Rebel Moon.
Well, then
I'm saying if you thought that was trash, don't watch Rebel Moon.
Well,
Just
it's
like
kind of a bad comparison because you said you liked that episode, so it's a bad comparison.
No. I liked the fighting. I'm talking about what you all think. I'm not talking about. I'm saying what you all thought about it, so I can give you the idea of how bad it was. What you all felt about that episode.
Well, have any of you seen Creator?
Mm-mm.
Yes, I saw it.
I think you probably would have been closer to Creator.
I didn't dislike Creator. I liked the idea. The ultimate execution wasn't perfect, but I didn't mind the time that I spent with it. I wasn't angry at it. I thought the on-screen demonstration of AI and what it could evolve into, that I was fine with that. It wasn't good enough for theaters, I thought, and it was good enough to watch at home, but I wasn't angry that I spent the hour and 45 minutes with it.
See, Rebel Moon was, I mean, you'll be angry that you've spent 2 hours watching this sci-fi film. It was basically like a sci-fi network film. I mean, it really, really was. It's not a good movie. I was viscerally angry. I was angry with myself for watching it.
Well, were you happy with yourself with Godzilla -1?
I've seen Godzilla -1 3 times.
Yes.
I've seen it 3 times, and each time I've watched it, I got choked up. Godzilla -1 is without a doubt, for me, thus far, it is the best film of the year for me. Godzilla -1.
Agreed.
It is the best movie the best experience I've had in theaters. I mean, there is nothing that I didn't like about that film. Everything about Godzilla -1, it took me back to my childhood. It was the truest vision of Godzilla that you could possibly get. When you do this on a $15 million budget and you give me a $100 million experience, you've done something. The story, the cinematography, the music cues, the acting, everything about Godzilla -1 is stellar. Everything.
You know what's so interesting about that? I felt like the storyline was good enough, simplistic enough, heartfelt enough, where it doesn't take over. You know how like that first Godzilla San Francisco one, it took over. Like I can't, like you barely saw Godzilla.
Not until 33 minutes in.
Right.
Yeah.
It was so good. It was just a really good, and then after a while, you even forget the subtitles. Like you're reading it, but you forget that you're dealing with subtitles.
Yeah.
I love that movie.
This Godzilla, it was more akin to, I'd say, and I've seen this around a few places, but it kind of gives you the exact same feeling as when Jaws first came out. That haunting menace when you hear that doo-doo and you know Jaws is coming. This had that exact, when Godzilla was coming, it wasn't to step over buildings and it wasn't to try to fight other monsters and save the people. No, this Godzilla was coming to kill everything, stomping on people. Everyone dies in the wake of Godzilla, and that fear was you could feel it, the tension in the air. You can feel every minute of it. And when they hit that OG, Godzilla music, you're like, shit.
Womp, 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 womp. Womp, womp, womp. Womp, 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 womp.
And he was fucking shit up. Oh, man. Oh, woo, yeah. No, -1, absolutely.
And I saw no advertising for it. So
it's not an American movie. They weren't trying to advertise it here.
So I was all like, I wonder what this is.
Because they have the dirty nerve to try to put out this Godzilla Kong. Where they're running through a city, giving each other high fives and pounds to go fight, some albino monkey alongside baby Kong. And you got the black dude making the obligatory jokes. I said, look, I will not watch anything having to do with Godzilla unless Toho Studios is doing it. I actually refuse. Warner Brothers will not get a single dime or minute of time for me watching Godzilla.
How did they get another one? How did they get a sequel to? I mean, how did they get another one after Kong versus Godzilla? That was terrible. They were like, wait, Wait, hold on. We have a worse script that we're going to put out. This is so. I was like, what is this?
I was very upset with the trailer when they showed the trailer last night for it. I damn near forgot why I was there. I was like, I gotta leave. Oh no, we're here to watch a movie. I forgot because that trailer came on. I was pissed off.
Can I say this? If anything, this Kong times Godzilla betrays the original Godzilla. It betrays Kong Skull Island. It betrays Monarch Legacy of Monsters, because you can't. And what makes Godzilla -1 so good is because it acknowledges and it respects the threat and danger of Godzilla, who's coming to maim, kill, and destroy. He's not your friend. He's not your pet. He's there to raise cities. And what we have now is a caricature of that. And actually, that was the problem with Toho Studios, because it started out serious and then it went to silly. And now Toho Studios has realized, let's bring it back to the serious. And the American Warner Brothers, they haven't figured that out yet.
I still want to. I've got to catch up with Monarch, because not just from you, Mo. Everyone I know that's watched it has said it is as close as you're going to get to a serious story within this Warner Brothers universe of Godzilla storytelling. It's as close to what was good about the first Bryan Cranston Godzilla. Even though I hated the people portion of that film, I still liked the ratio aspect. I was like, that was one of the first times you saw how gigantic and monstrous and destructive
they did it from
Godzilla
ground level.
From the ground level. I like that part of it. I did not get the Godzilla, trying not to destroy stuff. I was like, what are we doing? And the people surviving and all that. I thought that was whack. But everyone says that this Legacy of Monsters is dope.
It's a story. It's a storytelling. I know. I'm actually on the minority on this one. I don't dislike it. I'm still watching it. I just feel like I don't care enough. For me, I don't care enough about the main characters. And because what's driving the story is they're on the quest to figure out why my dad, what's going on with my dad. And they discover that he had a whole nother family.
Wait, whoa. Well, this is a story about someone trying to figure out their daddy issues.
Yeah, that's the impetus. You have the daughter, the titular character, who goes to Tokyo, who's ostensibly burying her father, trying to amass whatever assets. She has these keys, which she doesn't know what it unlocks. And she unlocks this apartment and realizes, oh shit, there's a family living there who's also mourning the same person. And so they realize that dad was tricking around, had a second family, and from there they're trying to figure out the secrets of the father and also his connection to Monarch without giving anything away.
Okay.
Other than that.
Okay. I have not watched that, but I'm watching the shit out of Reacher.
Oh God, yes.
Reacher is
so good.
Is some of the best over the top storytelling I've seen in a long time.
Oh, can we talk
Alan
about
Richardson is the future Batman. I don't know if it'll happen, but he is Batman.
I like him as that, but he's a little too old though, unfortunately.
He is
for old
movies. He's too old for like a 3-picture story arc. He's in his
I love him. I love him. Dude, season 2 starts out with a bang, by the way, Reacher. Like I'm sitting there and watching it, and the first like 30 seconds, I'm like, they just threw some motherfucker out of a helicopter.
Shit.
They're not fucking around. And it just says Reacher. I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm in. I love the fact that it's just so clever. It does things that like, wow, I never thought of that. Like how his homegirl gets a hold of him by using a fucking ATM machine. I was like, I never thought of some shit like that. That's fucking clever.
Yeah.
Action scenes are great. Brutal. When Reacher wants to fuck you up, he will fuck you up like breaking limbs.
Yes. It's graphic.
It is so graphic. And this is kind of funny to me, like how his game is so strong. He won't hit on a woman. He'll wait for the woman to make the move. That's some smooth fucking shit.
But he waited a lot of years for that one woman. A lot of years.
Hey, it's a smooth move, man. That's all I gotta say.
Look, I love how they clown him throughout. How he's homeless.
Yes,
he's going from here to there. He's sleeping in boats and in truck beds.
Yeah. No, the character of Reacher is a phenomenally written character, a mountain of a man who also has a unique deductive intelligence about him. He's not Batman in smart. He's not just, figuring stuff out, but he has that solid deductive reasoning, and they never let that go. They stay really, really true to the character. I love the one-liners because they're so dry and flat, and Alan Richardson has such a flat affect about him that he carries the lines and the script really, really well. I like the story itself. The story is something that I actually look forward to every single week. I'm like, I gotta get another episode of Reacher. This one is a winner. This one is a winner. Has everyone seen Invincible season 2 yet?
Yes. So this is pissing me off because I like it so much, and then we have to wait till next year for the second half of season 2. Like, motherfucker, I've already waited so long for this season. Why are you cutting up in fucking parts?
Yeah.
They're fucking breaking up this fucking season like it's a fucking Kit Kat bar. Give me the whole fucking shit, man.
This is what's happening to a lot of shows, though.
But like, no,
you're right, Liz, because I think that strike, it's like they were like, this is all we got. We don't actually have the rest of the show to give you. Which is
like for example, like The Chi, 2 more episodes, and we have to wait 6 months to see the last 2 episodes.
We got a season 2, and then we got a season 2. Oh, this is part 1 though. I mean, what are we doing?
The way that they left Spider-Man into the Spider-Verse, and then across the multi-spider.
Gotcha.
Anyway, we're gonna have to wait till 2025.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of this is I guess the impact of the strike. Yes, we'll still get all this stuff. And I'd say the stuff that really, really wins, this is going to kind of weed stuff out though, because there's a lot of stuff I don't think people are going to come back for. There are some stuff, like, to me, the college version of The Boys,
I love that. Yeah.
I thought that was actually really, really good, and surprisingly, Gen V, surprisingly, it made me more interested in seeing how this carries out in The Boys universe. And when I started Gen V, I was like, this is more shit from The Boys. Then all of a sudden, like, something happened. I can't remember what episode happened, but all of a sudden I'm like, oh, wait a minute, that was interesting. And then they made the characters more and more interesting, made the story from the ground up, characters I knew nothing about, didn't have anything caught up. And I'm like, I actually want to know what happens to these characters. And then when you tie it directly to The Boys, I'm like, oh, I really want to see the next season of The Boys now.
In the beginning, my favorite character in Gen V was Cricket. Now, at the end, my favorite character was the transgender character. They flushed them out so perfectly.
Yeah.
And I went back and rewatched it, and I was watching. I was like, Twyla was right. This is, I mean, I already liked it, but when Twyla really liked it, I was like, even more than The Boys. I understand where he's coming from. It's a really good show, and it made me even hate Homelander even more. And I'll tell you the part that let me tell you the part that made me kind of go like, hey man, you shouldn't be saying that. When he looked at what's her face and goes, what kind of an animal are you? I was like, hey man, you can't have the white man calling out some black woman, calling her an animal. Hey, watch your fucking mouth.
But that's intentional. They've always skirted that line.
Yeah, and then I think, and then I figured out, okay, you're meaning because she's out there killing other of her own kind. Okay, but still, watch your fucking mouth.
Yeah, that was some shit. I was like, oh, that's way too disrespectful, man.
That was
crossed the line,
fucking so disrespectful.
You crossed the line. And then when he hit her at first, I was like, you know what? I was ready to just say, man, fuck this episode. If you kill this chick, fuck this whole show. But then when it came to the end and the end credit, I was like, bravo, chef's kiss.
Good.
She survived. I was like, yo, you took that hit like a G. Anyone else would be dead. I was like,
yeah.
Chef's kiss. This show is actually really, really good.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to season 4 of The Boys. It leads right into it. It's gonna be good, dude. That show's gonna be so good. I cannot wait.
Yeah, I'm curious to see where this goes. It's like I'm actually on board as just a viewer now. Like I think the most that I knew about The Boys is behind this. I just knew the origin of the story characters and kind of like how different stuff worked. But I'm definitely down with where season 4 goes. I hope that the level of storytelling that they gave us in Gen V, I hope that it carries on. I hope that they don't leave that, because to me they really did a lot of the writing in Gen V, and the character development was really good. And that's why I said about the last season of The Boys, the thing that I liked about the last season of The Boys was Mother's Milk. That was the thing that for me saved that, because I was ready to like, I'm not watching the show anymore because the whole super dick and the origin and all that stuff. I was like, you know what? I'm good on this show, dude. I'm so good on it. But for some reason, they kept me involved with the story of Mother's Milk, and by the time it got to end, I was feeling the rage because they tied it ever so subtly into the plight of Black America in police brutality, and how they juxtapose that against this world of superheroes and the injustice that happened to his father. By the time they got to the end of that, I was like, yo, my dude, like, I really feel your pain and your anger, and I know why you're doing this. I don't know why anyone else, like Huey, I get it. Your girl, you were trying to propose and she lost her arms and all that. You're angry, but are you willing to go to war with individuals that will just snap their fingers and you're dead? Nah, but Mother's Milk, I was like, okay. And then when they finally revealed actually what drives Butcher, I said, okay, you're not just some angry, pissed off jerk. I now see why you're. So I think towards the end of the 3rd season, they really did a lot of character development that I think poured over to Gen V. So I'm hoping it keeps going on that.
In this whole universe, if you can like just get through it and understand why each character is the way they are, you're gonna be like, wow. I get it now. There's so much emotional investment in a lot of these characters. Like Butcher, and I like the fact that they're not trying to get you to like Homelander, because the guy's just a fucking dick. He's just a fucking bully. He's a fucking dick.
I've never wanted to see someone lose it as bad as Homelander. I'm like, I need Homelander to die. I need to see how they eventually kill this dude, because he's very psychotic. Just like, you don't want individuals like that being alive on the planet.
No, you do not.
That. And he needs to die.
But the a surprise cameo that I really liked was Soldier Boy. That shit had me fucking laughing my ass off. And I really hope he comes back somehow, some way.
You mean
he's got to.
The rapper?
Jesus.
No. You don't watch The Boys.
Boo, get out of here. Liz,
Liz, what are you doing right now?
You know, I told you I'm not watching the show. I'm not going to get you to watch the show.
No, I tell you,
we believe you.
It's a lot. It is a lot, and they never shy away from it. I think that now that they've got the shock and awe out of the way, they're trying to lead more into some storytelling, which conversely, a show like Invincible, even though it's animated, the level of carnage and gore and stuff that happens in Invincible is really, really rough. It's animated, so it's a little more like, okay, I can tolerate it, but man, it's gruesome. But the Invincible storyline, it's every single episode is filled with so much heartache and pain for what this kid who grew up wanting to be a superhero like his dad, only to realize your dad is just a psychotic planetary mass murderer. It's a tough story to watch, and I'm thinking that the Boys, they're going there. Amazon has actually got some stuff that I'm looking forward to. I may be alone, but I actually want to see the Mr. and Mrs. Smith show. the Donald Glover series. The trailer for that looks good. And
I'm gonna watch it, but there's no chemistry. The whole point of Mr. and Mrs. Smith, there has to be chemistry between the two.
You can't really tell the chemistry from just watching a trailer, though.
Yeah, I think the trailer.
It's just the trailer.
Yeah. Okay. The trailer shows that the chemistry is going to be an issue, and I think it's on purpose. I think that they're awkward in how they're working together because they're clear on them being two secret agents who have to come in and form this relationship. And it's one of those things where you see in the trailer, like, there's nothing about either one of us that would make you believe we're in a relationship. So I think that's going to be some of the charm that makes it work. Now, I don't know, Mo, if you've seen any of the trailer, any of the clips, but they have just released some of the first images and first clips from Jake Gyllenhaal's Roadhouse.
I don't know if you've seen it yet. I have not, but the premise offends me that he's an MMA fighter.
Yes, he is.
There's what makes Roadhouse the original special is because it's of the 80s and it needs to stay in the 80s. The whole idea of a bouncer, a cooler working at a specific location and people come to town, that only works in the 80s. It doesn't work in the 21st century.
Can you people get
sued, get away with doing that,
right?
Can you get away with this stuff?
That's why it's going to be watered down.
There's right.
2023.
No, that's why the movie's going to be bad.
No, you can't.
It's going to be watered down, and the reason why, one of the other reasons why Roadhouse is so good, there's so many iconic lines from that movie. There's so many of them.
Be nice.
This movie is going to come out, and who knows what else is going to be popping out, because we're supposed to be getting a lot of more information about some other people in the industry. I just don't think that this is going this movie's going to, how can it do well?
It's not going to do well.
Well, I mean, it's Amazon Prime. They've got it to put out. That's why it's not coming to theaters, because it's Amazon Prime.
Only way I can see it succeeding is if they push the envelope, and I don't think they're going to do that.
Yeah, no, the original story can't happen. I mean,
it's never a good time if you really think about it.
It ain't a good time at this moment.
Like I said,
not when everybody's getting sued and the threat of jail is popping up on some people's doorsteps.
Oh, don't do shady shit.
Yeah. What else out there is really, really popular, because there's so much stuff that is dropped since our last episode. What are you watching, Dr. Liz?
Season 2.
Who?
Let's talk about that.
Snap! Oh my God! What if season 2? I haven't watched it yet. It dropped, right?
It's every day.
Every day they're dropping new episodes
as of this recording.
Oh shit! I need to watch it tonight.
Yes,
then.
available.
It's gotta be another episode. Stop dropping at midnight.
I totally forgot.
Yeah,
I watched the first one. It's damn good. Starts with Nebula posing if she had joined Nova Corps.
Oh,
that's all I'll say. And there's a Howard the Duck sighting.
Oh, even better.
I'm just saying they're going there.
I'm tripping. I forgot that was coming out. And on a daily basis, they're really trying to say, like, we're going to take you all the way up into the new year. We're going to deliver you right into Echo. And that supposedly from the early reviews on Echo, they're like, it is the most brutal 5 episodes of anything that Marvel's ever done. It is just nonstop brutality. And it's not a story about a quote unquote good guy. Echo is not a hero. She is not trying to save the day. It is a show that gets into the sheer brutality of Echo as being someone that needs to be stopped. This is like the building of a villain without saying, like, you got Venom and he's a good guy. So don't eat the people, Venom. But I need to eat the people.
About Venom.
No.
What about how'd y'all feel about that trailer that dropped with the Spider Madam
Web?
Yes, that dropped.
I wiped my ass with that trailer. That's what I think.
Yeah.
Question.
Answer.
What is that creature that is dressed in black? What is that supposed to be?
Koala?
Which one?
In Madam Web, Who's the creature?
Are you talking about the
main villain
that is dressed in black?
Oh,
who was bitten by a spider?
There are in this story of Madam Web, they're actually introducing the 4 different Spider Women within the Spider-Man universe. They're of course introducing Madam Web. They're introducing Spider Woman, Arcana, and one other. Or what is the third? When they're doing, so there's the 3 different Spider Woman characters from there. The one that they have, the villain, is a character that was from a really it wasn't a good it wasn't necessarily a good Spider-Man run, but the character, I believe his name is Ezekiel, what is his last name? I can't remember his last name, but this is a character that in the world of Spider-Man, there was a story called, I believe, the Spider Hunt. Might have been a Spider Hunt, but there was the one time when Spider-Man, it was believed that he was chosen by the spider because the spider is totem and Spider-Man's connected to the greater universe, and Craven was out of his mind hunting the greatest totem. And so Ezekiel, not Ezekiel Stain, Ezekiel, whatever his name is, was trying to train up Peter Parker to be able to fight against Craven when the ultimate hunter comes for him, because Spider is the greatest hunter on the planet. And it was a long, drawn out, stupid. It came, I believe, a little bit after, maybe after the One More Day storyline, but it was a point in time when even I think Spider-Man had started training with Shang-Chi to beef up his martial arts and just all type of training he was doing to be able to fight against Craven. And then, whoa, duplicitous turn, the Ezekiel actually training him up to steal the power. And then I believe he tried to steal the power, but then said, no, but Peter's a really, really good guy, and so I can't kill him. And in this story, there's no Peter Parker. So how on earth are you doing this story? It doesn't make sense, because all the character, and that is Peter Parker, Spider-Man. With no Spider-Man, how in the fuck are you doing a movie where none of the characters exist without Spider-Man?
And also,
none of them exist.
Explain this to me. So why is Madam Web so young? I don't get.
This is one of those things where you have the rights to the character and you just do some shit. Okay, because there are 2 Madam Webs. This is the second Madam Web who gained her powers, I believe, from the first Madam Web. So this is like a secondary Madam Web, and they're not even giving you the original Madam Web storyline, because I'm like, Madam Web was old and in a wheelchair and blind and was, in a wheelchair that looked like a spot, like the ass end of a Black Widow. And so that was Madam Web. So this is the second Madam Web, and who had who could use her precognitive powers to be able to fight, but she was also blind. So again, I'm like, maybe by the end of this story, she'll be blind and be using her powers, but she didn't really have powers like what we're seeing in this. So whatever. Again, this is what happens when you have a studio that has the IP right and says, you know what, we're going to like any of the X-Men movies. None of these X-Men that they've had in any of the X-Men were on teams at the same time together. Like, it just didn't work like that. So it's hard doing a movie but when you're Fox and you say, we own the rights to all the X-Men, we're just going to throw them in. Give me another X-Men to throw in here. Throw Beak in there. But Beak and Angel were not on the same team as, fuck, what are you guys doing? They were not on the same team as someone like Havoc. So whatever, we're going to throw all them together. Sony owns the rights, and they're just going to throw characters into films, and they don't care. They literally don't care. That is why you have a Craven movie, because don't forget, the Craven movie is still coming out.
Christ.
The Craven movie is still coming out. And that is a movie where instead of being a big game hunter, he is a big game protector. He's hunting the people who are hunting the creatures because he wants to preserve the creatures. And he's a lover of animals. So he kills the poachers. And I hunt the poachers because I am the fuck. What are we doing? That's the badness. That's the badness. But shit, I don't know. I've got a lot of shit that I got to catch up on, and I don't know if there's anything coming in the new year. I don't know. I can't. Spider-Gwen, yes. Destinamo, is that how you pronounce it, Ryan?
You tell me.
Sure. Destin, Namu Gaming.
Desperado.
Yes, yeah, that's the one. That is the one. Maybe shit. I gotta look him up. Destinamu. Destinamu.
Yeah.
Destinamu. I'm gonna be so caught up on your name, brother. I'm gonna be so caught up on this name.
I'm taking a break from the Renaissance because I've seen it a few times.
Oh God.
And I have been watching Percy Jackson.
Oh, is that any good?
Now, have you read the books?
I just watched the other movies, the Brandon T. Jackson movies. That's all I know about Percy Jackson.
Okay, here's the thing. I don't mind. It's not like the book, so that's a bit of a problem for me. But I feel that this needs more promotion because I feel that this should be a good hit for middle schoolers. Unfortunately, I don't think it's a good hit for me. But one of the problems, this has been taking a hit though, because of diversity. And they made some drastic decisions about, well, I wouldn't say drastic. Let me say it another way. People feel that it's drastic because of how representative it is. And I mean, the casting is extremely diverse. And
we can't have that. We do not live in a diverse America, so we can't have that.
Nope.
And the two people, Percy Jackson and who he's going to end up having as his girlfriend eventually, they do become girlfriend and boyfriend. She's Black. So this is
Liz, I am surprised this show is even airing. What is happening in the world?
But I will say that they have some really A-listers on this show. The main character. Anyway, I just think it's a really good. It's a nice show for. I'm not the age demographic, unfortunately. I think it's a little bit too Disney for me, but I still am watching it. But I will say a little bit more praise in saying that it is better than Willow.
That's not hard.
It is better than National Treasure.
That's so
therefore, if they put some promotion behind this, I think that this could go far. But you know what my anthem is, and I say this all the time. Mo usually agrees with me on this. There's two things that is very hard to translate to film. Anything dealing with the Knights of the Round Table. And number two, anything with the Greek gods. It is really hard to put those things on film or TV shows. So I think that they're making a nice effort. I think it deserves it because Percy Jackson is insanely popular. I just think that it's more like a camp. There are camp shows that they have on Disney, which I don't really like because I'm not a teenager.
Yeah, Percy Jackson is it skews way too young for me to even check out. Like, and the only reason I saw the other one is because my kids, I think my son, when he was in like 5th or 6th grade, is when he found the Percy Jackson books. And then when we found out there was a movie, he's like, oh, I want to watch it. And then we watched it. And I was like, hey, that's Brandon T. Jackson. That's a dude. He keeps trying. He keeps trying to get out there. And he was like a half goat boy, and I was like, "Oh,
right, I remember that." Yeah.
I was like, "They made this brother a goat boy. Oh, that's disrespect."
Here's the thing, but I'm gonna tell you this about the author: is that as much, and it's because I've been reading kids' books. That author Rick Riordan is a genius because what he's been doing is he's gotten so much success with his books that he puts all different he does a Rick Riordan Presents on Disney books, and he does diversity. He does folklore of every different background around the world. So he has some of them are really good, some of them are really not so good, But I appreciate the fact that he's putting his stamp on and highlighting people from all of the cultures that probably you'd walk past and not look at their books. But when you have Rick Riordan Presents, you're more likely to pick it up and read it or buy it for your kids.
So it's good for the kids.
Okay. Oh, well, preteens.
Yeah,
but some of them are very good for adults. Like there's some of the books that I was like, oh, this is really, really good. But anyway.
All right. Well, tonight I'll be getting into Marvel's What If.
Yeah.
I will tell my daughter about Percy Jackson. Like, hey, there's a new show with some kids on it on Disney. Tell me if you like it. I may have her like let me know about it.
Look, if you can watch National Treasure, you can watch Percy Jackson.
You know what? I regretted watching National Treasure, and I regretted watching Willow even more. I can't get that time back on either of those shows. And actually, I stopped watching National Treasure. I just stopped. She cried about being a dreamer one time too many, and I just said, you know what? I don't care.
Percy Jackson is a lot better than that. But here's the thing: the episodes are short. They're 30 minutes. The 30 to 43 minutes, so they're short.
Hey Liz, you know what I can do with 30 to 40 minutes?
I'm just saying, it's not an hour.
Wait, what the hell?
No, I mean, look, I can take a nap, man.
Hey, be careful now.
No,
show.
No, I'm saying I can take a nap. I'm tired.
Give Daddy a kiss.
Anyway.
Oh my God. Is there anything else dropping before the end of this year outside of like we got more Reacher, we got What If all the way to the top? There's no more movies coming out. And I don't think there's nothing really dropping. Yeah, no, something nerdy. I mean, yeah, Color Purple. I mean, my mama may go see that, but I'm not gonna have her on the round table.
I have to say this, and I know this is controversial. For All Mankind, I'm ready for it to end. Like I'm watching this season, and I'm just like, okay, let's just wrap this up.
That's the one with the space race.
Yes.
But it's like if it
the fact that this has 4 seasons, I'm like, let's wrap this up. It's a wrap.
Okay. That's something I'm not going to get into. Like seriously, I've got a lot of anime I'm really watching. Like that's like my Friday night. If I can go see a movie, I will go see a movie on a Friday. If something's out, boom.
Like
Friday
Aquaman.
night, Saturday.
I know actually something. Wonka. I don't even like Wonka and the
trash.
Get her, Twala.
Jesus, that movie was trash.
I don't like Wonka and the Chocolate Factory at all.
I despised Timothy shut the fuck up.
I hated that one.
I mean, his singing was so bad. This story can't exist because of what we know about Wonka. You can't all of a sudden reinvent an origin when you already told us how he got into chocolate, how he shut his factory down, how he discovered the whatchamacallit. It's this whole story was and then his singing. This dude Tim singing was so bad. I'm like, let this movie end. All the music was bad. Then they had to throw in the little mini Black Girl Annie story in there, and I was like, what? I thought we were watching Wonka, not Annie. What is happening right now? This is bad. That movie should not have been made, but it's made for people who don't like themselves or like the past. I don't know how else to put it. People who have low self-esteem need to go and watch Wonka.
Let me say this a little bit better.
Like themselves.
Look, I could not stand Tim. Didn't Tim Burton do Wonka?
I think he did the Johnny Depp one. Yeah.
Yes, I could not stand that one.
Yeah,
and only because Johnny Depp is too dark for Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
He was too weird. It was weird.
And you didn't get the same kind of lovingness. I can say that by the end of it, because I really didn't like the movie Wonka in the beginning, most of it, and then at the end, I was like, you know what? At least I felt the same way at the end that I felt with the first one. Like there was a whimsicalness that you just don't get with the Johnny Depp one. And I felt like you didn't really need, first of all, we didn't need another Willy Wonka anything.
We didn't. Liz, there's that. Let's go with that. We literally didn't need an origin story. You didn't have to do it. My daughter, the only reason I saw it is because my daughter is a huge fan of Timothy. And she was like, look, I want to go see this movie. Yeah. Timothy, what's his name, is in it. I want to go see it. As a fan of this movie, she literally walked out of there and said, Daddy, you cannot blame Timothy for the fact that this movie, that the script was bad and the acting was bad and the directing was bad. It's not his fault. He's an actor and he was cast to be in it. You're mad at the writers, you're mad at the directors, Daddy, and you're mad at the fact that all the songs were bad. That's not Timothy's fault.
He should not have been cast if he couldn't sing.
No, he should not. Couldn't sing, couldn't dance.
I like Will Smith.
Can't really act.
He shouldn't have been casted as Aladdin if he couldn't sing. First of all, he shouldn't have had a song.
Yeah. There's that.
Except a rap. So it was just kind of, I was like, wow, you gonna start the movie with him singing?
Mo, like, and Mo can attest to the greatness of Gene Wilder's performance in the original Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
It's hard.
You not only can you not redo it, you can't redo it with someone who doesn't have an ounce of the charisma that Gene Wilder brought to that role. That Gene Wilder wasn't, a singer by trade. He that's not it. But what he did for the music and the musicality in that film throughout, the score, everything about that, and the way that helped to propel the film. While in this one, it's almost like they stopped the movie to have a singing moment. And it was like, you don't have to stop the movie just to allow them to sing. They can't walk and chew bubblegum. What are we doing right now? This is really bad.
Wishes, the new Wish Disney movie is just as bad. They stopped and did singing. And you're just like, wait a second, why are we stopping? This is an animated movie. Why are we stopping to sing?
That's
and
a problem.
Pose and hold. I was like, wait, what are we doing?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. I'm absolutely good. I'm good on that. I am hopeful for really right now, 2024. I'm not really hopeful for anything. No, seriously, I mean, if Deadpool gets made, if they do finish, I know they're trying to hurry up, but that's a big if. And they say that that's the only thing on Marvel's calendar. We're not getting the first Superman film. I think from the new DC studios, we're supposed to get the animated, the first series from that is the Creature Commandos, and the voice actors from Creature Commandos will carry over into the live action. So they have a lot of notable voice talent in Creature Commandos that's supposed to carry over to the live action. We're supposed to get that in 2024. But I don't think there's anything that I know of that's dropping next year that I'm like, oh, I can't wait for that. I will say, however, though, if everyone is back and if everyone is down for next week, I want y'all to compile your list for the best and worst of 2023, so we can close out the year possibly with the best and worst list of
what are you
shit
watching,
that should
Mo?
be made.
I just finished Obliterated on Netflix. I enjoyed it. It's not great television, but it's cool. A lot of nudity, a lot of killing, a lot of violence, a lot of drug references, but it was cool.
And what about you, Ryan?
Finished up Lower Decks, which I really, really enjoyed. Jack Reacher. I'm almost done with Star Trek Discovery, and then I'm going to go over to a Strange New World. So that's what I'm taking care of right now.
And Chihuahua's anime.
I mean, look, I'm rewatching Hunter. One Piece is now they've kind of completed the Wano arc at long last, and now they are just moving at a gangbuster speed. Every episode of One Piece is incredible. The Yu Yu Hakusho live action on Netflix is phenomenal. If you've watched the animated series, the live action series is great. Spy Family is quite possibly one of the best animes out there. It is. I literally will cry laughing watching that. And of course, whatchamacallit, Jujutsu Kaisen. Jeez, man, Jujutsu Kaisen. It's not for the faint of heart. It's not for the faint of heart. I mean, like, they are taking out lead characters, and just the things that are happening to humanity in Jujutsu Kaisen. Oh man, it's brutal. It is brutal. But anime, that's like my go-to bag right now. Like they're not letting me down. Not letting me down at all. I don't know. What you got, Liz?
Oh no, I told you guys I'm watching
Percy just Percy Jackson. Okay.
Well, I mean, you know, I'm watching documentaries and stuff. I just finished the Murdoch season 2. I didn't know that there was going to have a season 2. But that was kind of strange. The murders that happened in South Carolina, where he claimed that he didn't kill his wife and son. I didn't realize there was a season 2. I just finished that.
Oh shit. Okay.
I know, really, nothing.
That's way too deep for me. I don't like reality like that. I need to escape.
Wow. And then of course, I think the best reality show right now going is Squid Games. I feel like you have to be pretty demented to really want to do Squid Games reality TV show. But the funniest thing is that they pretend to die.
Okay, well then I don't want to watch if they're pretending to die. What's the point?
Yeah.
You want them
What
to
is the
die?
point of pretending?
I want
to die?
actual death.
No, they're just pretending. They're acting.
I want a snuff film. That's
they shoot them with paintballs and then they die. Then they lean back, and I'm just like, wow.
No.
But I know there's some demented part of me
dramatically
that is hilarious, where they are walking across the glass, and it's the fake glass, and then they drop down. I laughed. They're crying, but I thought it was the funniest thing in the world.
If they're not landing on the ground below and breaking bones and ending up in the hospital, then it's not Squid Games. I'll wait till they do another season of the Squid Game show.
No, when I tell you that the reality show of Squid Games is, to me, by far one of your better reality shows, because it is still cutthroat. Like they've been managed to get the same cutthroat philosophy. Like, what will people do for however many millions of dollars? Anything. These people are willing to do anything. And some of it, I was like, I am so glad to see you go. It's a really good show.
But they're willing to do anything except for dying, except for killing somebody. So that's what I'm saying. You can't show me the television show where people are like, you're gonna die, and then you die, and then give me a reality show where it's like, you're gonna get shot with a paint gun.
No, but I'm saying that you get the same anxiety feeling that when you watch the actual show, because there's no wiggle room. You know, usually these reality shows have wiggle room a little bit, and then as soon as they tell a personal story of someone, 99.99% of them all get out of the game. Like, I mean, they're not trying to get you. Every time they try to get you to like somebody or get you to know somebody, they're gone. So then you're just, so it does do something to your emotions as you're watching. Like, I can't get close enough near none of these people. All of them gonna get it. It is a really, I think they do a good job at getting your emotions up to slam you down.
Okay. Finally, yeah, maybe. I guess you got to be into the reality thing. I don't think before we get out of here, I do definitely want to shout out Destiny Muse was asking about Blue Eye Samurai. Watch Blue Eye Samurai.
Fantastic.
Back and forth. Blue Eye Samurai is fantastic. Blue Eye Samurai, yeah, that's super dope. Super dope. Very it's graphic, and I didn't know that there wasn't actually an English translation. Mo watched the English translation. I watched with subtitles, so I'm curious to rewatch it with the English translation just to see how the story may move. You know, because I know sometimes things can be lost in translation, but I'm curious to watch that. But Blue Eye Samurai was dope, very dope. It's very adult. It's not for the kids. Just because it's animated, it's not for the kids. A lot of nudity, a lot of brutality, lots of limbs being cut off, people being split in half by blades. It's rough. It is rough, and I like it. I like it like that. All right. Anthony is not here, so the honor passes to you, Dr. Liz, to take us out, young lady.
I'm one of one. Good night.
Big Bang.
I used to fuck guys like you in prison.
Wait a minute. Where is that from?
Roadhouse.
Yes, yes.
That is not going to end well.
I brought the pennies.
Especially hashtag power bottom. That has trended.
Oh, yes.
Power
bottom.
Oh, man. I can't. Okay. Mo.
Everyone. Name the movie.
Oh, that is without a doubt
Professional.
The Professional.
Yeah, absolutely.
Without a doubt. This is one of the best uses of the word everyone ever in film. They're supposed to be trying to redo that. Don't do it.
Oh, please don't.
Yeah,
oh,
don't.
No, please don't.
Yeah. It's supposed to be with the I can't remember which actress.
Doesn't matter.
And I said to myself, it's already dead. It's already dead. And that's it. Yeah. Shit. Excelsior. Yes.